For the past 7 years, I've been listening to shop owners' dire predictions about the future of the industry and finding good talent. I don't believe this to be true. I think there are three things that every independent automotive or diesel repair shop can do to generate a consistent flow of high quality applications from good technicians, no matter what their competition is doing or how many techs enter or leave the industry. Imagine for a minute having a fully manned up shop. You have plenty of hands to get the work done, even if a tech calls out every now and again. You're meeting your revenue and gross profit targets and even hitting your stretch goals consistently. Best of all, you feel confident about moving forward with your expansion plans because you know that you can flip a switch and fill positions on demand as you grow. If this is what you want for your shop, stay tuned because that's my goal. By the end of this presentation, I'll show you exactly how to make this vision a reality for your shop. Let me tell you a story about Ron and Bill, two seasoned shop owners attending an industry conference. Over drinks, they discover a shared dream, catching a blue marlin, a prize catch for any angler. So they make a friendly $100 bet on who will achieve this feat first. Ron's approach is haphazard. He grabs some donuts for bait, cheap fishing pole from Walmart, and heads to Lake Michigan hoping for the best. Bill, however, takes a strategic approach. He researches the best bait, which happens to be tuna, mackerel, and squid, and also flying fish. He locates prime fishing spots in Hawaii and invests in top-notch equipment. He even learns techniques for handling a hooked blue marlin, who are known for their long acrobatic flights, which can last for hours. So, let me ask you, who do you think wins the bet? Of course, it's Bill. His success comes from a well-planned strategy and a willingness to adapt his tactics until he succeeds. As shop owners, you're all fishing for skilled technicians in a competitive market. And just like Bill, you need three things in order to succeed. One, the right bait. So those are compelling job ads that showcase your shop's unique benefits and culture. Two, the right fishing hole. You need to advertise on channels where top technicians hang out, even if they aren't actively looking for work. And three, the right strategy for reeling them in. Following up promptly, the right way, with applicants, providing a smooth hiring process, keeping them interested and engaged until the toolbox drops. Of course, this story is made up, but the lesson here is real, and we live it here every day at Technician Find. And today I'm going to teach you how to be a successful fisherman like Bill, but we'll be fishing for techs. You're probably asking yourself, who is this guy and what business does he have telling me how to hire techs? Well, I got to tell you, it hasn't been easy. I like to tell people I'm a recovering financial advisor because that's where it all started. After 25 years in the industry, I got sick of corporate bureaucracy and sold my planning practice to start a digital marketing agency. I limped along for 5 years, struggling to keep my staff paid and the lights on. And then in the fall of 2017, I had about 60 days of cash left before I said screw it and went back to a soul sucking job. Can you relate? Have you been through the grind of starting a business? I was at the end of my rope and not really knowing what I was going to do. And then the phone rang, and a consultant who worked for my biggest client asked me to give a digital marketing presentation for 10 auto repair shop owners in Burbank, California. Over the following 6 months, most of the shops in that room that day hired me, and frankly, it saved my business. This amazing group of shop owners took me in and invited me to sit on the board of directors and contribute to weekly 20 group meetings and taught me about the industry step by step. What I started to hear week after week was how hard it is to find technicians and all the pain and frustration that shop owners were having finding and keeping good techs. This weighed so heavy on my head. I felt like I couldn't let my new friends down. They were living in fear that their lead tech would try to extort more money for them one day or jump ship one Friday afternoon when they least expected it. They're losing sleep, some of them worrying about payroll due to lost production or not being able to expand and grow their shops or add more stores because they're worried about finding good people. This made me dig in. I wanted to do whatever I could to solve this problem for them because I'm a problem solver. This is one of my superpowers. I can solve problems, and I was not going to let my friends suffer when there was something I could do about it. And when I solved one problem, it led me to the next problem. And then I got busy on that one because, again, I'm a problem solver. So just like you and the good people who work in the shops we serve. So I don't know if you realize this or not, but you're the top problem solvers in the world. Every day you have people who show up at your business, they drop their vehicles off and they say, fix it for me. And what I'm about to share with you, it's not BS. It's proven, it's road tested, and it just flat out works. I've shared my process and my system at Apex in 2024. I was a presenter there. There's a picture of me and Carm and Tracy Capriato and my dad. And I also had the episode that I did with Chris Jones on the Ratchet and Rich podcast was the number 3 episode and most popular episode in all of 2023. I'm also a regular guest contributor on the Remarkable Results radio show with Carm Capriato. So I've been sharing what's working in this industry and what we've been doing over the past 7 years, and we've been doing it successfully. And over the past 7 years, we've worked with over 170 independent shops across the US and even a few up into Canada. So this is not theory. This is a proven method to find good techs, and it works. So first, a quick disclaimer. You're not going to hire a rockstar service advisor in 2 days like Eddie Lawrence did. When we started out in 2017 with the service that was eventually going to evolve into Technician Find, all we wanted to do is get a consistent flow of decent applications coming in for our clients. And now we generate between 250 and 750 solid applications per week for our clients. And Eddie is a good friend of mine. He owns a shop, MTR, in Colorado Springs. And here are some of the results that Eddie received. But Eddie is a rock star. He has a really solid team, a very strong leadership team, and he really knows how to communicate with his employees. And here's his comments from when he hired his last 2 technicians. We helped him hire his last 2 technicians. They just passed their 60-day mark. Each received a good review from the service manager. He's over the moon. And then we posted a few weeks back, we posted an ad for a service advisor. He was looking for a service advisor. He hired a service advisor 2 days after the campaign went live. These are not typical results. Again, Eddie's a rock star, so is his team, and so is his shop. But these are the type of results that we have gotten for our clients. So you might be wondering why I'm sharing these secrets with you. Why would I give away the strategies that have taken me years to develop and perfect? Well, the answer is simple. It's because we all work together and we all win together. As an independent auto repair shop owner, you're the backbone of this industry. You're the ones who keep America moving, ensuring that our vehicles are safe, reliable, and running their best. And when you have the right techs on your team, you're not just fixing cars, you're providing peace of mind to families, helping businesses stay on the road, and keeping our economy growing. But here's the thing. Good techs do their best work when they link up with great shops like yours. They need a supportive environment, the right tools and training, and a culture that values their skills and contributions. So when you can provide that, everybody benefits. Your techs, your customers, and your community. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping you solve your hiring and retention challenges. Because when you win, we all win. And I believe that by working together, sharing our knowledge and experiences, and lifting each other up, we can create an industry that attracts and retains the top and best talent, delivers exceptional service, and thrives for generations to come. So whether you're a seasoned shop owner or you're just starting out, know that you're not alone. We're in this together, and I'm here to support you every step along the way. Let's unlock the secrets to building a world-class team and take your shop and their industry to the next level. So if you own or manage an independent automotive repair shop and you feel like you've tried everything to find good technicians, but nothing seems to work, this video is for you. If you're tired of seeing empty bays in your shop and know that you could be growing your business and revenue if only you had the right team in place, keep watching. If you're ready to stop stressing about how you'll find quality techs when you're ready to expand or open additional locations, I've got you covered. But let me be clear. This is not about throwing more money at job boards that don't deliver or posting generic ads that fail to attract the right techs. And it's not about chasing after candidates who never show up for their interviews or wasting your time and resources on so-called recruiting experts who don't understand the unique challenges of the auto repair industry. Instead, this is about a proven step-by-step process for generating a consistent flow of qualified applications from technicians who are the right fit for your shop, both in terms of their skills and their values. And the best part, we take everything off your plate here at Technician Find, so you can skip the frustration and guesswork and get back to what you do best, running your business and serving your customers. So if you're ready to build a deep bench of top-notch techs and fill those empty bays and grow your business with confidence, keep watching because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to make that happen. If you think that finding good techs is tough now, brace yourself because actually it's only going to get worse. The numbers don't lie. According to a Tech Force Foundation study in 2023, they estimate that there will be a future need of 67,800 techs per year and only 39,000 graduates. This means that every year, the pool of automotive technicians is projected to shrink by nearly 30,000 techs. But here's the thing. Relying on job boards like Indeed isn't going to solve this problem. In fact, it's becoming less effective by the day. The game is changing, and if you don't adapt, you risk getting left behind. Take dealers, for example. They're throwing money at the problem, offering massive salaries, sign-on bonuses, apprenticeship programs, and benefit packages to lure seasoned techs away from independent shops like yours. But here's the good news. I don't worry about them, and neither do my clients, because we've cracked the code on attracting and retaining top talent, and it has nothing to do with competing on salary alone. The truth is, the best techs in the industry are looking for more than just a paycheck. They want to work for a shop that values their skills, invests in their growth, and provides a culture where they can thrive. And that's exactly what our proven process helps you create. So, while your competitors are stuck in a bidding war for a shrinking pool of technicians, you'll be building a team of loyal, skilled professionals who are in it for the long haul. But here's the catch. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. The shops that take action now will be the ones that come out on top with a full roster of top performing techs and the ability to grow and scale with ease. So, if you're ready to stop struggling and start thriving, let's jump into the meat. So I want you to imagine for a moment what your shop would look like if you never had to worry about finding and keeping great techs again. Picture walking into your shop every morning, greeted by a team of skilled, motivated technicians who are ready to tackle whatever challenges come their way. Imagine having a wait list of eager candidates all vying for the chance to join your team and grow with your business. Now imagine what that would mean to your bottom line. No more lost revenue from empty bays or unfinished jobs. No more overtime pay or overworked techs or costly mistakes from underqualified ones. Just a smooth running operation that consistently delivers top quality service and keeps your customers coming back for more. That's the power of having a proven, reliable system for attracting and retaining the best techs in the industry. And that's exactly what I'm offering you today. So when I first started working with a handful of brave auto repair shops back in 2017, I had no idea just how challenging and complex the technician shortage problem would be. But I was determined to find a solution, no matter what it took. So over the past 7 years, my team and I have invested thousands of hours and over $1 million in advertising spend testing every strategy and tactic we could think of to crack the code on attracting top talent. We've run thousands of ads on Facebook and other social media platforms. We've tweaked headlines, images, job descriptions, calls to action to see what resonates with the right candidates. We've posted on dozens of job boards, meticulously tracking which ones yield the best results and get picked up fastest by Google Jobs. But we didn't stop there. We've also tested scripts for tool guys to generate referrals. By the way, that doesn't work anymore. And we've also sent out referral postcards and experimented with hundreds of ad variations, all in the pursuit of finding the most effective, efficient way to connect shops with the techs that they need. In addition to our extensive advertising and marketing efforts, I've also conducted over 170 hour-long onboarding calls with shop owners and GMs, asking over 110 questions to gain a deep understanding of each shop's unique culture and skill requirements. These conversations have provided invaluable insights into the specific needs and challenges of independent automotive repair shops across the country. But I didn't just stop with shop owners. I also talked with hundreds of technicians, carefully recording their fears, frustrations, hopes, and aspirations in my notes. And by understanding what matters most to techs and what drives their decision making, we've been able to craft messaging and offers that truly resonate with the best candidates in the industry. And to ensure that our solution is truly aligned with the needs of the auto repair community, I've also sat in on over 300 shop owner 20 group meetings and attended and presented at dozens of industry conferences and podcasts. These experiences have given me a front row seat to the latest trends, challenges, and opportunities facing independent auto repair shops today. And today, after years of trial and error, we've distilled all that knowledge and experience into a proven turnkey solution that's helped over 170 independent automotive repair shops across the country find and hire the techs that they need to thrive. But here's the thing. You don't have to go through the same painful, expensive process we did. You don't have to spend countless hours and tens of thousands of dollars figuring it out on your own either. Because right now, I'm going to offer you the chance to skip the learning curve and to tap into the power of our proven system without any of the risk or guesswork. So everything changed back in 2018 when I had an epiphany. We'd been doing lots of testing, as I just mentioned, and things weren't working the way that I wanted them to work. We were getting results, but not the type of results that I really wanted to get. And then the epiphany hit me, and that was we were going after the wrong techs. Instead of chasing the same techs around job boards with all the rest of the shops, we needed to think differently. Now, I don't know if this resonates with you or not, but in this image, this basically is the guy who's just about to apply to your job on Indeed. This is what he was doing 10 minutes before he applied to your job on Indeed. And this is where the problem comes in. We started asking, how can we find techs who are working and not on job boards? Because the techs that are on job boards are a different type of technician. Folks that are looking for jobs are just different types of applicants. And what do we need to say in our ads to grab their attention? And how do we need to structure offers that persuade techs with a steady job that this new opportunity is worth the risk to apply? So here's the facts. If a technician is skilled, has a great attitude, and wants to work, they're working. Throwing more and more money at job boards with a post pay and pray approach isn't going to work. And dumping a boatload of money on recruiters who might take months to find a good fit for your shop also doesn't make any sense. You need to find these good techs where they hang out and get the right message in front of them immediately. And I can tell you, secret number one is the stealth talent spotlight. It's really about how to find and ethically attract the best working techs and make them want to work for your shop without poaching or playing dirty. That's not necessary. So when you're thinking about finding these techs and where they hang out, you have to look at it from this perspective. You need to look for technicians who are looking for used tools. You need to look for technicians who are Googling to find a shop in their hometown so they can move back home. You need to find a way to connect with technicians who are congregating with other techs that are hanging out, learning, and sharing on social media. Where are these pools of technicians? And you need to be able to contact them through referrals from someone that they used to work with or a friend or family member that knows they're not totally happy with their current shop, but since they aren't looking, they're not going to see your ads. But those referrals can get you to the individuals and make them amenable to hearing your story. We also thought about looking for techs that are searching salary information online so they can see how their pay stacks up with the rest of the technicians in their local area. And you also need to be able to have well-timed ads on social media that pop up just when something has happened at their current shop that is frustrating for them and gets them thinking about the greener pastures. This happens a lot on Friday afternoons and it happens a lot on Sunday afternoons. And I'm sure you can guess why. So let me introduce you to a client, an amazing person, Merdad Abar. Merdad owns Haven Auto Repair in Rancho Cucamonga, California. And he told me something while standing in a buffet line at a conference a few years back in Scottsdale, Arizona, that I'll never forget. He said, Chris, every day that I'm down at tech, I lose $2,000. And I've heard a similar statement many, many times since then from other shop owners. And there's a typical series of false beliefs that I've seen in shop owners around this topic. Merdad didn't have all of them, but he had a few of them. And I just want to address them because they're really important because these false beliefs can hold you back in making hires. So the false belief number one is the only way to hire is through job boards and they don't work. So what the belief is that hiring means posting on Indeed or Craigslist. And then when the reps reach out to you from Indeed and ask you for more money, you give them more money. Again, I call that the post pay and pray method. But all you get back are unqualified applicants. And why this belief is false is because the top techs aren't job hunting. They're working. So relying on job ads means fishing in a tiny, low quality talent pool. Modern recruiting requires a proactive approach, branding and networking in order to get your shop's benefits out to the technicians. And how that holds them back is they keep repeating the same failing strategy instead of shifting to a proactive approach. The second false belief that I've seen when talking with shop owners is that good techs aren't looking, so there's no way to get them. What they believe is that if a tech has a job, they won't leave, And the reality, and I've seen this dozens and dozens of times, is techs leave for better leadership, better culture, more respect, more opportunity, and for work-life balance, not just for job ads. You don't have to steal or poach anyone, just show them a better opportunity. And how that holds them back is they ignore a massive talent pool while dealers and competitors scoop up great techs. False belief number three is if I'm not poaching, how can I ethically recruit working techs? So the belief is reaching out to working techs is unethical. Well, why that's false is techs leave jobs for better workplaces, not just because they're stolen. If you offer a better culture, career growth, and leadership, and you present that offer to them and they inquire and engage for more information, that's basically how they will come to you. So if you avoid outreach, fail to market your shop as a great place to work, and lose talent to competitors who aren't afraid to recruit, that's going to hurt you over the long term. And then the next false belief is I'm too busy running the shop to recruit techs myself. So what they believe is I don't have time to recruit. Well, recruiting, once you've systematized it, it's easier than constantly being short-staffed, and shops that build a strong employer brand end up attracting techs instead of chasing them. And that means that you are waiting until you're desperate to hire, which keeps you in a constant hiring crisis. And that's not where you want to be. So instead of relying on the job boards, we use direct outreach, marketing, networking, and branding. And instead of assuming that techs won't leave, we position your shop as a better opportunity and let the techs come to you. And then instead of fearing ethical concerns, we recruit with integrity by offering real career growth and a bigger future and a better fit. And instead of thinking you don't have time, once you build a simple, repeatable hiring system that runs year round, or you have technician find do it for you, then you can generate a consistent flow of resumes to keep your pipeline full. So we were able to break down some of those false beliefs for Mehrdad and implement a strategic plan that helped him to market his shop at the highest level and get the message in front of high quality technicians who weren't looking for work. Mehrdad is a great leader with a well-run shop. And when we were able to help him generate a consistent flow of high quality applications, he knew exactly what to do. Things took off for him and for his shop, and the results speak for themselves. And here you can see he says, "Thank you for the awesome job. Since last week, we have received over 55 resumes, of which about 15 were qualified. I have contacted the top ones, and yesterday we hired the best one who fits in with our business. Just want to thank you one more time for your great campaign. God bless you." And it makes my day when we get feedback like that. Secret number two is the shop magnet method. How to make your shop so irresistible that even the best working techs will want to leave their job for you. So ads for technicians that are already working are totally different from regular ads that used to work on job boards. You see them all the time. If you go to Indeed and you type in automotive technician in your city, you'll see that the top 20 search results all look exactly the same. And basically, the offers that you have to make to working techs are also different than offers that you would make to a tech that's not working. Seems logical, but so many shops that we work with don't take this into account when they're searching. So here's a comment we got on social media for one of our ads that we were running for a shop. "I retired 5 years ago, but that ad makes me want to go back and work for that shop." That's what your ads should do. They should really be compelling. They should invite technicians into a story where they're the hero and you're the guide, where they can experience a transformation and where their life can work inside and outside of the shop. Here's another story that illustrates this point perfectly. Two friends were camping deep in the woods when suddenly they heard a rustling just outside their tents. Alarmed, they quickly stepped outside to investigate. Their flashlights illuminated the massive shape of a grizzly bear, slowly approaching. One friend immediately bent down to tie his boots. "What are you doing?" the other friend urgently whispered. "You can't outrun a grizzly bear." Calmly, his friend replied, "I don't need to outrun the bear. I just need to outrun you." And in the competitive world of hiring skilled technicians, your shop doesn't have to be the best at everything. You simply have to position yourself as the more attractive choice compared to the other repair shops. Effective marketing and clear messaging make you stand out as the obvious choice for potential employees. Meet Jeff Lee and Amy Lee, owners of J&R Service Center. They have a auto repair shop. They also have a diesel repair shop, and they also have a motorsports store. Jeff had a few of these next false beliefs about finding techs that I've heard from other shop owners over the years. One was there are no good techs left. And the truth here is that good techs exist, but they're not actively looking, as I mentioned before. You need proactive strategies, social media, employer branding, and referrals to attract them. False belief two here is techs only care about money. It really seems like that when you see some of these ads that the dealers put out there. But the truth is, money matters, but culture, leadership, and growth opportunities often matter more. I've seen this time after time. I've seen technicians who actually take a cut in pay to come to an independent shop that has a better culture and a better lifestyle. So you want to highlight these strengths to attract and retain talent. Another false belief is if they don't want my job instantly, they're not good. So this really goes into the ghosting category. Have you ever been ghosted before? Have you ever had someone that didn't seem that interested when you were speaking with them and they didn't follow up? Well, if someone is already working, there's less urgency to accept a job and they're probably being more selective as well. So it requires a different type of recruiting. And then the next one is something I think we could all relate to. The younger generation is lazy. The truth is, young techs will commit if they're given mentorship, if they're given a clear career path and strong leadership that creates a vision where they can be part of contributing to something that is bigger than themselves. That's really the key when you're recruiting younger generations. So here's what we did for Jeff and Amy. We drafted new ads that focused on the critical things that are important to techs. And then we broadcasted these ads out to specifically targeted techs in the area. And this technician attraction blueprint really encapsulates what we're talking about here. And this is the way that you have to have these conversations. So the truth that most shops forget is that changing shops involves risk. And I've heard some variation of this comment from dozens of techs over the years. All shops say the same things, and you never really know what you're getting into until you go to work for them, and by then it's too late. I'll never forget when I heard that. It was probably 6 years ago. I was on the phone with a young technician, and he said that exact sentence to me. And it really made me start thinking about, okay, this is the mindset because they've been burned before. So you really have to present a compelling offer in a different way that really communicates your benefits and your uniqueness of your shop. And how do you do that? You minimize the risk for the tech and you get them to consider joining your team by talking about the three things that techs really want. So this blueprint has placed hundreds of techs and it can help you too. So I've talked to hundreds of techs over the past 7 years and they've told me hundreds and hundreds of things that they want in a job. And they all basically fall into three main categories. And these are the things that you need to be talking about in every communication with techs. You need to be talking about them on your phone calls with them, in interviews, on ads, in social media. You want to do all these things because this is going to help you grab their attention and get them excited about your shop. And I'm just going to go over these. Number one is respect. How do you show a respect? Open door policy, listening to ideas, acknowledging them, not having three layers between the technician and decision makers. This is all about your shop culture and your communication. How do you communicate? And these are things you want to be talking about in your ads. The next thing is growth. What is growth? Well, growth is professional and life skills training. So this is a communication that you will help them make their life work inside and outside of the shop. You're interested in their life, not just as a hired gun or a technician, but also as a human being. And then money. And you notice that I put money last. Money is important because you have to be competitive. Your compensation, your salary and benefits have to be competitive, but it's not the main thing. And you can see if you've got respect and you've got growth, but you don't have money, it's basically a hobby. If you've got growth opportunities and you've got money, but you're not giving them respect, they feel like a hired gun. And if you offer money and you offer respect, but there's no growth and there's no opportunities and there's nothing new and exciting on the horizon, then it becomes a grind. So if you follow this blueprint, what you can do, and this is what we do for all of our ads, is we follow the blueprint And then you can create compelling ads that really speak to what is important to a technician. And here's the result. The ads that we put together for Jeff and Amy. This is a text I got from Jeff Lee one Friday morning, made my day, made my week. He said that ad got 5 responses in one day between 15 and 30 years experience. You might want to spread that around, bud. It definitely hits the buttons. And then 2 minutes later, he says, two more just came into the inbox now. That's 7 over 10 years of experience. And of course, that made my day. Secret number 3 is the no ghost hire system. How to grab a tech's attention on the first call and keep them excited all the way to the toolbox drop with no ghosting and no second guessing. So it always amazes me to see shops playing the hiring game by rules that were from 10 years ago when they were in the driver's seat. I remember having a conversation with one shop owner, and he says, "You know what, Chris? I used to post on Craigslist on Friday afternoon, and by Monday, I would have 10 applications and I would hire somebody by Wednesday." And I said, "Wow, that's amazing. That doesn't happen today." But it's a different world. Now you have to be ready to sell the dream of a bigger opportunity at your shop from the very first communication. And you have to be persistent with strong follow-up as well. So you have to assume that every time you hop on a call with a tech, they're talking to at least 2 other shops, and one of them is going to make an offer in the next 24 hours. This is really the mindset that you have to go into this with. And lots of shops that we work with aren't set up to have a really efficient workflow when it comes to hiring. I mean, let's be honest about this. Most shops aren't hiring all the time. If you've just got a small shop or a mid-sized shop, you'll make a hire and then you'll be good for a few months. So a lot of these shops don't have really consistent and dialed in workflows. And that's important because you have to move the ball forward quickly. You can't wait 72 hours to make a communication with these technicians because they'll be gone. They'll be snapped up. So let me introduce you to another shop owner. Great guy. His name is Brandon Anderson. He's the owner of Aardvark Automotive in Amarillo, Texas. And, many shop owners believe outside forces like the economy, younger generation, or dealers are stopping them from hiring great techs. But these external false beliefs create frustration and inaction too. So when I first spoke with Brandon, he had a couple of these, but I've heard these from other shop owners over the years, and I just wanted to address them because they're really important. One is no one wants to work anymore. This younger generation is lazy. COVID killed the work ethic. Tech schools aren't producing graduates. That was actually something I heard from a different owner. It wasn't Brandon, but it was another owner. And why this is false is plenty of techs do want to work, but they want a shop that offers growth, respect, and leadership. Younger workers seek mentorship and career paths, not just a paycheck. And shops that adapt thrive by helping those that are stuck and struggling. They're really rescuing technicians from situations where they're just not being appreciated. False belief number 2 in this section is I can't compete with dealers and big chains. And what they really believe is that dealers pay more and have better benefits, and they think, well, I'll just lose to them anyway. Well, here's the reality, and I've already shared this. Techs leave dealerships constantly because they're overworked, undervalued, and treated like a number. Pay isn't the only factor. Culture, leadership, and work-life balance matter more to many people. So independents offer real advantages. Things like no weekends, variety, and a family-like environment where they feel like everybody's got their back. So these are ways that you can set yourself apart and really compete even against larger repair shops. And then there are no good techs in my area. I've heard this one a lot. Oh, there's no good techs in my area. Well, I say a couple of things about that. I've heard people tell me, hey, I'm in a small town. Everyone good is already working somewhere else. Well, the best techs, first of all, they aren't actively looking, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't move for the right opportunity if it came in front of them. So shops that recruit proactively find the talent, and shops that rely on job boards don't. Social media, referrals, and networking expand your hiring reach. Also, you can look outside of your area. If you're willing to offer a relocation package, then it opens up your horizons in order to attract talent into your area. Another thing that I've heard over the years is techs are just job hoppers. They won't stay. The belief is even if I hire somebody, they'll leave in 6 months for more money. Well, you know what? Techs leave bad jobs. And I've also heard this one too. Techs leave bad managers. They don't leave shops, they leave managers and bosses, not good ones. So shops with strong leadership, career growth, and a positive work environment keep their people. Retention starts with hiring the right people, not just plugging holes in a staffing crisis. I've heard this one a lot. It's not just hiring people that can fog a mirror, it's hiring really strong candidates that fit in with your culture. And then finding techs is just luck. I can't control it. I had a boss way back in the day who said, "Hey, Chris, you know what? The harder you work, the luckier you will get." And that's a big part of it as well. Hiring isn't luck, it's a skill. And successful shops use proven systems to attract talent consistently. Recruiting is like fixing cars. Once you learn the right process, it's repeatable and it's about generating a consistent flow of results. So when Brandon purchased Aardvark Automotive, it already had deep roots in the community and a stellar reputation, which he helped to build because he was on board prior to taking over and purchasing the business. And that, along with Brandon's skill in selling the benefits of joining his team, made all the difference. Once we got a consistent pipeline of strong candidates in front of Brandon, he knew how to do the rest. And here's in Brandon's own words, Chris understands that better techs are looking for a better shop. He's helped us present our shop in the best light, and not only do I have more applicants, but the level of applicants I am now getting are of a higher caliber. By raising the level of how my shop appears to the tech world, Chris and his team have helped me get good techs to apply and then interview. And this is a combination. He's mentioning a combination of things we've been talking about. It's really about getting in front of those good techs that are skilled and experienced in working, and it's about getting an offer together that is compelling to them. It's demonstrating the unique benefits of your shop. So here's a story about a master building a samurai sword that wraps up what we've been talking about in terms of finding and hiring techs. In the quiet of his forge, Master Takashi wiped the sweat from his brow, his eyes fixed on the glowing billet of steam before him. His apprentice, Jiro, watched intently, eager to learn the secret of the legendary katana. Takashi lifted the red-hot steel with his tongs and placed it on the anvil. The strength of a samurai's sword, he said, comes from its many layers, just as a warrior's strength comes from discipline. With a swift motion, he folded the steel over itself, doubling its thickness, then struck it with his hammer. Sparks flew in a dazzling shower, illuminating the forge. Jiro leaned in, fascinated. "Why do you fold it so many times, master?" Takashi smiled. "Impurities weaken the steel. By folding, we purify it." He reheated the metal in the furnace, then drew it out again, hammering it flat. Another fold, another strike. Each time we fold, the layers multiply. First two, then four, then eight, until the steel holds hundreds, sometimes thousands of layers. Jiro watched as Takashi repeated the process again and again. The folding forced the carbon and iron to blend evenly, creating a balance between hardness and flexibility. Too hard and the blade would shatter. Too soft and it would bend. But when forged properly, the katana became a weapon of unmatched resilience. After hours of work, Takashi shaped the blade and coated it with a special clay mixture, thicker along the spine, thinner at the edge. "This," he said, "will give the sword its soul." And he heated the blade once more and plunged it into cool water. Steam hissed and the sword took its final form. The clay had slowed the cooling of the spine, keeping it flexible, while the edge cooled rapidly, making it razor sharp. Jiro reached out reverently. "It's beautiful," Takashi nodded. "The spirit of the forge lives in every fold, in every hammer strike. A katana is not just a weapon, it is a legacy carried by those who honor it." Jiro knew then that mastering the sword was not about just the blade, but about patience, precision, and dedication it took to create something truly unbreakable. And this is what it takes to find techs these days. Layer upon layer of tactics, all designed to find and engage the best talent so you can share your opportunity with them in a way that will demonstrate that it can transform their lives. So meet Jason Perkins, Technician Finds Automotive Technician Avatar. I built Jason Perkins inside of ChatGPT as a custom GPT, and he's based on my notes from hundreds of conversations with real technicians We've also trained him on over 100 high-performing technician ads. So these are the ads that brought in the most applicants, high-quality applicants. So all of this information is trained in this GPT. And when you go in, you can ask Jason questions. We ask questions of Jason like tips on writing your help wanted ads or making your ads more compelling, tips on troubleshooting or optimizing your hiring campaigns. You can just go in and say, hey, Jason, we're having this problem, and Jason will answer you. We also have asked Jason questions about generating talking points about your shop that grab interest and prevent ghosting. We've asked Jason questions about top interview questions that demonstrate your strength as a leader in interviews. And you can even talk through scenarios. Like here's a scenario that one of our shops talked through with him. He says, my tech just got offered $2 more per hour at the local dealer. How should I respond? And Jason was able to give him a real thorough response based upon his own shop and the dynamics. So these are the types of things that you can get access to. You can access this custom GPT and others inside the free Technician Find community under the Shop Owners AI Toolbox. And these are some of the tools that we use in order to make our ads more compelling and our campaigns more effective. So if you're tired of the lack of qualified applicants when you run ads, if you're tired of technicians not showing up or ghosting you in interviews, or if you're tired of slow hiring process that hurts business, or competing with dealers and the ridiculous promises, or high pay expectations from technicians versus their skill level, or constantly trying to find and retain master techs, maybe it's time for something different. Our Stealth Talent Spotlight will help you find and ethically attract the best working techs and make them want to work for you without poaching or playing dirty. Our Shop Magnet method will make your shop so irresistible that even the best working techs will want to leave their job for you. Our no ghost hiring system will help you grab a tech's attention on the first call and keep them excited all the way to the toolbox drop with no ghosting and no second guessing. Maybe it's time for Technician Find. Imagine for a minute having a fully staffed shop. You have plenty of hands to get the work done, even if a tech calls out every now and again. You're meeting your revenue and gross profit targets and even hitting your stretch goals consistently. But best of all, you feel confident about moving forward with your expansion plans because you know that you can flip a switch and fill positions on demand as you grow. When I look back over the statistics from working with over 170 independent shops all across the United States, there are three main things that the top 20% of shops we work with do that allow them to hire within 2 weeks. And these are those things that really allow them to do that. One is they have strong leadership. They have leadership like the examples that I've shared with you here today in this presentation. They have great reputations, high culture. They have owners or managers that can communicate the shop benefits to the tech in a compelling way that really gets them engaged and paints a picture on how their life can be better if they decide to come and work for that shop. They also have efficient hiring processes. They have systems in place to move candidates forward quickly. They make offers quickly. They have interviews quickly. They move things forward. And then they have the core three handled: respect, growth, and compensation. They are competitive in their compensation, and the structure and the culture is set up to be one of respect and one of growth. And then they know exactly what they are looking for, and they don't wait for unicorns. I can tell you unicorns exist. We've placed many of them over the years, but most of the time, if a shop is realistic about what they need to keep production moving and hit their goals, it doesn't require a unicorn. And that's really one of the things that I've noticed that some of the best shops and some of the shops that make the hires quickest is they're very clear on what it takes to get them to the next level, and they're not waiting around for the unicorn to come through. So if you want to learn more, reach out on our website and schedule a hiring strategy session. I'll be happy to look at what you're doing right now and brainstorm ways to get you back on track and get those applications flowing from high quality candidates. And I can also fill you in on the details of what to expect if you decide to work with us to help you get fully staffed. Thank you.